up, you guys? After Reacts here, and today I'm going to be reacting to some more Stargate Atlantis. This is Season 5, Episode 2. Let's get into it.
You are being removed from command.
Who's replacing me?
I am.
It's very rude, considering she was doing such a good job, but whatever.
Good afternoon, Dr. Cullen.
How's my newest patient?
Today, he's decided that he will only sleep as long as I hold him and keep moving. I've already walked half the city and back again.
My parents used to put me in the car. My dad would have to drive around and around and around the block at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, that would be lovely. At least I'd be sitting down. I saw Kanan today.
How's he doing?
Much better. He is himself once again in every way. In fact, I'm going to request that he and many of the others be allowed to return to the city.
Well, anyway, it wasn't me that cured Kanan and the other hybrids. It was Dr. Beckett's retrovirus. And you could thank him in person if I could just get my head around all this Wraith medical data.
You believe the answer's in there somewhere?
I think I might have found the formula. I just need to be sure.
Well, at least we know he's safe for the moment.
Sir, Daedalus just dropped out of hyperspace. We're receiving a signal. He's coming down.
Now I'm getting confused. Is she the one that was in Smallville? Man, I don't know. Play Fiora.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Well then. I think I'll start by going over copies of all your latest reports. Yours as well, Doctor. We can have a full briefing in the morning. Please have the rest of my things sent directly to my quarters.
Yes, sir.
It's a nice speech. Very inspiring.
Yeah, that's her. Okay.
All right, let's do one more series, see if we can get the results to normalize a little. Doctor, you're still here.
Oh, yeah.
Well, if you don't mind me saying, I think you're pushing yourself a little hard. You should take it easy.
I know. I'm gonna turn in now.
Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm fine. Night.
Hey, she's in the intro.
Colonel, when you were in the future and you learned all those things that were going to happen, wasn't this one of them? Woolsey taking over?
Well, the circumstances were different.
Well, still, it is a little unsettling. Maybe it's harder to change the course of events than we thought.
Well, I wouldn't worry about it. I mean, the fact that Sheppard's here makes all the difference, right?
Woolsey wasn't the weirdest thing about that timeline.
What do you mean?
Never mind.
I see everyone's here. Let's get started.
It sounded like a flush of a toilet, I'm not
I'd
gonna
like
lie.
to congratulate all of you on the success you've had dismantling what's left of Michael's organization.
Except one thing, we haven't found him yet.
Well, he was on the cruiser you destroyed in orbit around M2S 445.
Yeah, but he's not dead.
He may have made it off the ship.
Right. You're referring to this statement given by one of Michael's ex-mercenaries claiming to have seen him alive recently.
That's what he said.
This is one unsubstantiated report from a highly unreliable source.
Well, someone stole our jumper off that ship.
I thought you needed ancient DNA to pilot one of those.
Not necessarily. We've developed a gene therapy that works some of the time.
He is responsible for the deaths of hundreds of thousands of people. If there's even a chance that he is still alive, we must continue the search.
I'm sorry, but I can't devote the resources of this base to the never-ending pursuit of a single individual across an entire galaxy. Even if I knew for a fact you were still alive, I still wouldn't authorize it, unless you have some new, credible evidence as to his whereabouts. As to these prisoner hybrids, I understand they're being held in a camp on the mainland?
That's right.
And how is their rehabilitation progressing? Doctor?
Right. We've had some success.
Without any lasting ill effects?
None that we've detected so far, no.
Many have already completed the treatment. They're wondering when they might be released.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Regarding the situation with our friend in the stasis pod, you seem to have been giving a significant amount of attention to this lately.
Well, once we got our hands on Michael's medical research, I thought I should make it a priority to look for a solution.
And have you found one?
Maybe.
You sure about this?
No, we're never gonna be sure unless we give it a shot. We don't take a chance now, he could be in there forever. Get him on the gurney. Okay.
Now what?
Now we we take him to the infirmary and watch for signs for more cellular degradation? We should know soon enough.
What's up, Doc? It's been a while.
How long was I in there?
2 months, give or take.
Enough for a haircut.
Did I miss anything?
You know, just the usual.
His hair looks different.
I've got
So.
good news. At the moment, you're showing no signs of cellular degradation.
You were able to recreate the treatment?
That's right. I'll let them tell you about it.
Hey, Doc. Nice work.
Well, it's not a permanent solution.
It's good enough for now. Go get some rest.
Yeah, I think that might be a good idea.
Gorgeous, isn't it?
I suppose so.
You know, I really did miss this place.
Yeah, well, don't get used to it.
What's that supposed to mean?
Look, I just found out they're sending you back to Earth. There's a scheduled dial-out this afternoon.
Oh, well, I suppose it's to be expected. I mean, even with these injections, I imagine it'll still be months before I'm in any sort of decent physical condition.
Rodney, this is Taylor. Come in, please.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry to bother you, but I need your help.
What is it?
It's Dr. Keller. She was supposed to join me for breakfast this morning, but did not show up.
So maybe she's sleeping in.
Oh, I assumed as much as well and decided not to disturb her. However, that was 4 hours ago. Override the door controls.
I'm not breaking into her room.
Rodney, there might be something wrong.
Fine, but if she's just in there sleeping or naked or something, you guys are taking the blame.
Well, for God's sakes, Rodney, hurry up.
Jennifer, are you all right?
Pupils dilated.
Carson, step away from the bed.
What?
Step away now.
What is it? Dear Lord.
Colonel Sheppard, this is Taylor.
Go ahead.
John, we have a problem.
The episode we get Carson back, this happens to her. That's fucking rude.
What's going on?
I'm not sure this is how we found her.
Must have happened last night.
I've seen something like this before. One of Michael's labs. He was conducting some kind of experiment. From what I can tell, the tendrils are attached to her and the bed frame. If we just start ripping them off, we could cause her serious injury.
We can't just leave her like this.
We need to get her into an isolation chamber and take the whole bed as well. That way we can run a full examination and see what we're dealing with here.
Dr. Beckett is not on active duty
He was the first one there. He says he's seen something like this before.
while he was a prisoner.
He was forced to work for Michael for 2 years. Nobody knows his stuff better than he does.
I'm gonna try to cut some of the thinner strands. Scalpel.
Here we go. Nurse,
No change.
get that analyzed right away.
Doctor, blood pressure's dropping. Pulse as well.
That's what I was afraid of. She's crashing.
Administer 5 milligrams of atropine. Come on.
There she is.
I'm sorry, I don't dare make another incision.
So much for cutting her loose.
Dr. Beckett, I'd like a word.
Don't worry, I'll get her out. Once I get back to lab,
Doctor, I appreciate what you're trying to do, but our Earth dial-out is in 1 hour.
I'll take a pass on this one if you don't mind. If it wasn't for Dr. Keller, I'd still be locked in that stasis chamber, possibly forever.
Dr. Keller's own report is abundantly clear. While your condition is stabilized, you've still suffered severe damage to your internal organs. You need to be in a hospital bed yourself, not running a medical investigation.
I'll be fine. The first sign of trouble, I'll step aside, I promise.
You're convinced this has something to do with Michael.
Well, it's not a case of the hives, is it?
You're not sending him back, huh?
He is the closest thing to an expert we have.
It's not exactly by the book.
Don't get used to it.
I've seen several variations of the conversion process, but never anything like this.
It's got to be something to do with Michael. I mean, she hasn't been off-world since she helped rescue us from that lab.
That's what I was thinking. Of course, if that's where she came in contact with a pathogen.
You think the rest of us may have been exposed as well?
No lie, it's a possibility. I'm gonna need blood samples from everyone who was on that planet, including you, Rodney.
Oh, great.
Doctor,
Yes. Yes.
she's awake.
Thank you. Right.
Rodney, what's happening to me?
I'm not entirely sure. It looks like some kind of a cocoon. Does it hurt?
I can't feel anything. I can't move.
Okay, look. Don't you worry, okay? We're gonna get you out.
Who else is here?
What do you mean? There's no one.
I don't want to go to sleep. I'm afraid I won't wake up.
Jennifer?
It's not my fault.
Of course it's not. It's an alien organism.
What?
Carson found it in your blood sample. He's gonna figure out what it is, and then we're gonna figure out how to kill it.
My hand.
What about it?
That's where it started. I saw it a few nights ago.
So why didn't you say anything?
I was gonna run a scan. I don't know.
It doesn't matter, okay? We're gonna fix this. I promise.
It appears to be affecting her mind.
Aye, she claims to be hearing voices, like there's someone else in the room with her.
I need to know if this thing is going to be a threat to the base.
I'd say that's a definite yes.
What do you mean?
Colonel Sheppard, Ronan, Rodney, everyone who was in M2S445, they all tested positive. Whatever this is, they've all got it.
Why did it affect her first?
Right now, we're working under the assumption that this alien pathogen was present somewhere in that lab, possibly as part of one of Michael's experiments. When the building was destroyed, it was released.
We've been back for a month now. If it was going to spread to the general population, it would have already happened.
I know. Dr. Beckett is now fairly confident that it's not contagious.
Right, then why confine us to our quarters?
You've seen what's happening to Dr. Keller.
Yeah, but it's not happening to me.
Not yet. There could be any number of random physiological reasons why it's starting with Dr. Keller, but that's no guarantee that it's not going to happen to the rest of you. It could be a matter of days, it could be a matter of hours. Even Colonel Carter's been quarantined back at Stargate Command. Look, I know it's hard for you to stay on the sidelines, Colonel, but it's the right call.
It's like the hull of a ship. Hi.
What are you saying?
Well, we always knew that Wraith ships were organic in design, right? That they were essentially grown instead of constructed. We've just never witnessed it before.
Are you telling me that a hive ship is growing inside that isolation room?
Actually, it's no longer just inside the isolation room. It doesn't register on our life science detector, but once we knew what we were looking for, we calibrated our internal sensors and we were able to pick it up. It has penetrated the walls and the floors, consuming and converting the material as it goes.
How far has it spread?
She's turning into a ship?
It's gone down 3 levels already. And it has attached itself to the electrical system, siphoning off power as it goes. This seems to have accelerated its growth significantly.
How do we stop it?
We could cut off the power. That should slow it down quite a bit.
What's happening?
Marie, what's going on?
Doctor, we've been ordered to evacuate the building. I'm sorry.
They just left.
It's really grim if that's the case. Like, all the Wraith ships are real people.
To see if there's anything that can help us.
I suppose it was Zelenka's idea to shut off the power?
I don't know why.
Yeah, this is ridiculous. They got us stuck in our quarters while the new guy takes advice from the B team?
What is it, Rodney?
They are assuming that it tapped into the electric grid by randomly spreading out through the walls and the floors. What if it actually grows towards electromagnetic fields? Like a plant growing towards the sun. It's gonna head directly for the next available power source.
There. One of the city's main power conduits runs beneath the building.
It's like an express lane. We've already shut off the rest of traffic, but...
Taylor didn't test positive?
The only way to stop it would be to pull the ZPM and shut off power to the entire city.
I had no idea you were so familiar with the power distribution grid.
I'm not. I spoke to Rodney. Is there a problem?
The pathogen seems to have a psychological effect on the host.
At the very least, we know it can affect their judgment, possibly well before any physical symptoms appear.
Yes, but he's not wrong about this. If it reaches the conduit, it will have access to virtually unlimited power.
And what would happen?
The growth would increase exponentially.
And since we've shut this section down, we have no sensors in the area, so the only way to know how far it's penetrated is to do a visual inspection.
All right, assemble the team.
I think I have something. Looks like Rodney was right. Oh my.
What is it?
Looks like it's attached itself to the power conduit.
I'm coming to you.
I'm going to see if I can determine how much power it's draining.
Let's go.
The fact that he wasn't trying to fight it off was kind of weird.
Are you alright?
I think so. Looks like it's just a minor concussion. He should be fine.
So it wasn't bad enough that this thing was slowly taking over the base. Now it's attacking people? We need to put a stop to this now.
It won't be easy. It's already siphoned off a massive amount of power.
We should pull the ZPM.
That might not be enough. We could sit here in the dark for weeks while it just keeps on growing.
We need to get Jennifer out of there.
I want to save Dr. Keller as much as anyone else, but we have additional concerns now.
Why did it attack Radek? Because it perceived him as a threat and took action that indicates intelligence. But as far as we know, it has no brain of its own.
You're saying it's using her?
I'm saying it needs her to plan, to coordinate, to identify threats and deal with them.
That could explain why she was hearing voices.
So if we separate her from the main body...
I'd wager the rest of it becomes as lifeless as a dead tree trunk. Now, this is the virus I was telling you about. It's called a phage, and it should, at least theoretically, be able to attack and eliminate the pathogen that's inside Jennifer's bloodstream. And if I'm right about this, it should sever the connection.
What's the catch?
Well, it's never been tested.
For this to work, I need someone to step right up to Dr. Keller's bed and inject her.
We can use the transporter to get them close.
But you'd still have to run a gauntlet of over 50 meters. And after what happened to Dr. Zelenka, you understand my dilemma.
Yeah.
What? If Dr. Keller really is the key to this thing, There is an easier way. We'd only need a couple of well-aimed shots at the isolation room.
Wait a second, were you talking about drones? Were you gonna fire drones at one of our own people?
I didn't come to Atlantis with the intention of killing one of my senior staff inside of a week. But my only other option is to risk someone else's life on a solution that hasn't even been tested yet. Not exactly by the book.
So test it. I've got the same bug. I'll take a shot right now.
No. I'll do it.
Yeah, you're absolutely sure about this. Remember, the formula comes from Michael, so as far as we know, it could...
Turn me into a bug? Been there, done that.
No, actually, I was going to say it could kill you. Just
Give me the shot.
Now, it should take a few minutes to kick in, so just try to relax.
Oh, okay. I'll relax.
Carson, is it true that Lauren and some of the others are beginning to show symptoms?
I'm afraid so.
Oh, God.
Why? Have you noticed something yourself?
My palms are very sweaty and my mouth is very dry. I'm having heart palpitations.
Okay, so nothing out of the ordinary then.
Sheppard. Hey, Doc.
I think these restraints are a good idea.
It's working.
All right, pull the plug.
For God's sake, Carson, how long is this gonna go on for?
I'm sorry, Rodney, I have no idea.
Doc.
His heart stopped. Bag him. Get crash cart in here. He's back.
Are you sure it worked?
Well, the blood screen came up negative. As far as I can tell, the alien pathogen has been eliminated.
Well done. Now we just need someone to go into the isolation room.
I'll do it.
I'll do it.
I assume no special medical skill is required to administer the drug.
Well, no, not really. Just a simple injection.
Well, then, given your condition, I wouldn't make you my first choice.
That's why I said I'd do it.
He doesn't trust us, so we're still infected.
Actually, that might not be a bad thing. When Colonel Sheppard was infected with the Wraith bug DNA, he was able to walk right into that nest without being attacked.
You think someone infected with the pathogen would be more likely to get through?
Well, it's possible.
How does it look?
Not so good. Stuff's everywhere.
Is it reacting to your presence in any way?
No, not really.
All right, just be careful.
What happened?
It worked. They just sent Ronan to give her the shot.
When?
He just got there. Look, I'm tapped into the intercom.
Ronan, what's your status?
Well, it's getting harder to move. There's too much of it.
Try not to make any sudden moves or threatening gestures.
Yeah, I'll keep that in mind. I don't think I can go any farther. The corridor's completely blocked. All right, so what do you want me to do? Screw it, I'm gonna make a hole.
Ronan, wait! The only reason you made this far because it senses the pathogen in your bloodstream. It thinks you're a friend. If you start shooting...
Does anyone have any better ideas?
What are you doing?
If I'm right, this is about to go very, very wrong.
You can't. We're quarantined.
Sure, remember?
Once you start shooting, you'll have to move quickly.
Thanks for the advice.
You didn't get very far.
Ronan? Ronan, what's your status? Ronan, come in.
What's happening?
We've lost contact.
Turn the power back on, open up a channel to the isolation room.
What? Why?
Just do it.
All right, you have a channel.
Dr. Keller, this is Colonel Sheppard. You read?
I hear you, Colonel, but I'm not Dr. Keller anymore.
Well, who are you?
I have no designation yet. I'll be given one when I'm complete.
What about Ronan?
You mean the intruder?
He's been neutralized. I can feel his pulse. It's weak. It would only take the slightest squeeze.
But you don't want to do that because he's one of you, remember? Keep her talking.
Where are you going?
And go finish this.
Jennifer, this is Carson.
Dr. Beckett, I already told you I'm not Jennifer Keller anymore.
You're the voice she was hearing, the part of her mind that was taken over.
You can't stop me. I will become as I was meant to be.
Colonel Sheppard is powering up a jumper.
Get me a secure channel. Sheppard, what are you doing?
I'm taking a little shortcut. I see it now. This stuff is growing all over the place. This may hurt.
Colonel Sheppard, report. Colonel Sheppard. Sheppard, what's your status?
I've been better.
What happened?
You better come get us. How's Ronan?
He has a bruised larynx. Apparently, he won't be able to speak for several days.
Wonder if anyone will notice the difference.
Colonel Sheppard, look who's finally out of isolation.
Oh, it's good to see you, Doc.
I feel really bad. Looks like my recovery's gonna be a lot easier than yours.
It's all right. I've got 2 doctors looking after me now.
Well, no, I'm afraid not. I'm scheduled to leave this afternoon. That is, unless, of course, there's a major crisis in the next hour or so.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Well, listen, you keep yourself out of trouble. And I'll see you real soon.
Welcome back, Dr. Keller. And Dr. Beckett. Thank you.
My pleasure, Mr. Woolsey.
Before I came down here, I was on a call with my superiors back on Earth. They were going over my preliminary report.
What'd you tell them?
The truth? That in my first 3 days as commander, I violated at least half a dozen basic security protocols.
That many, huh?
I let Beckett run the investigation, in spite of his condition and the fact that he's technically no longer a member of this expedition. I sent Ronan to deliver the antidote, even though he was infected. I compromised the safety of this base to rescue someone who may well have been beyond our help anyway.
But she wasn't. And we got her out. And if you had played by the rules, she'd be dead right now.
The IOA would seem to agree with you. Apparently, they're willing to let the matter drop.
So what's the problem?
The rules are there for a reason, Colonel. If I can't trust them, I'm not sure I can do this job.
Welcome to the Pegasus galaxy.
Hey, what's up you guys? Quick interruption here. As you are no doubt aware, these past few years have been tough on all of us. And there are some things that none of us can hide from. The cost of living, for instance, food and things like electricity, gas, and water have all gone up and they continue to go up. Now, I don't really like to advertise this, but in order to afford keeping the lights on, the camera running, and to be able to provide you guys with new content like this very edit, for example, I feel I need to let you guys know about how you can help support the channel and myself. I have a Patreon that if you pledge to, you're helping support the channel, and in return you can get a vast amount of content that you wouldn't regularly get on YouTube, such as full unedited reactions to my regular content, a ton of other shows and movies that you probably don't even know that I've reacted to. A link to this can be found in the description below, and it really does help the channel by keeping me and my very cute cats alive. Think of the cats. If you're interested, you can also check out our website, which is also linked below. Perhaps there's some shows and movies there that you didn't even know that I reacted to, but you always wanted to see. Please know, pledging is entirely your own choice, of course. You're welcome to stay here on YouTube and wait for the edits to come out. No worries. I'm not going anywhere. More edits are coming. I understand not everyone is in the position to support creators, but any help is welcome. Anyways, thank you for your continued support, whether it's through YouTube or on Patreon. You guys are the best. Now please, enjoy the rest of the video. Alrighty, well that was Stargate Atlantis Season 5 Episode 2. So we, I guess, learnt how the ships are made. Interesting. Yeah, decent episode. What did you guys think? Let me know, and I'll see you in the next one.